This video was requested by Nanoma Studio 8492. Welcome to Slide Scholar. Previously, I said that the next video will contain inappropriate content. However, this video isn't that at all. Speaking of which, the aforementioned video will be posted sometime next week, as I've already finished it. This one in particular is a crossover with Disney and Paramount Pictures, along with a debate that occurred around late 2024. That topic is the Sonic 3 vs Mufasa War explained. On the 20th of December 2024, two films from different popular franchises would release into theaters. They were Paramount's Sonic the Hedgehog 3 and Disney's Mufasa the Lion King. At the time of their release, both films sparked a debate between Sonic and Lion King fans. Today's video will get to the bottom of this war and why it became very toxic. But first, we need to figure out how both films ended up releasing on the same day to get a better understanding. Background. On the 10th of September 2022, Disney would announce at the D23 that a prequel to the live-action Lion King remake titled Mufasa the Lion King would release in July 2024. This was met with mixed reactions. Some were excited because it was another original film and not another remake. Some, however, felt it was unnecessary, as prequels don't necessarily add anything new. Some were not happy, as it was going to be a live-action film instead of being animated like the 1994 classic. Meanwhile, Sonic the Hedgehog 2 had finished its theatrical run 2 months ago, and prior to its debut, a third film was announced to be in development. On the 9th of August 2022, it was announced that Sonic the Hedgehog 3 would release on the 20th of December 2024. This made Sonic fans in particular very excited for the film's premiere. It was put up against Avatar: Fire and Ash, aka Avatar 3. Several months later, it was announced that Avatar: Fire and Ash will be delayed to December 2025. If you didn't know, Avatar: Fire and Ash was going to release in December 2024 as well, and so was Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Both films were going to have a competition with one another, but it was said that Avatar would get the most attention as it's a very popular continuity for Sonic in terms of films. However, because Avatar: Fire and Ash was delayed, it meant that Sonic 3 was safe from competing. Until on the 10th of November 2023, it was declared that Mufasa the Lion King would be released instead on the 20th of December 2024. This news would spark strong reactions in the fandom. This meant that both Sonic 3 and Mufasa would compete in the box office late 2024. Now that we've gone through how the two came to release on the same day, let's look at how each one performed. Starting with Mufasa, how was it received? Now then, pros. Striking visuals. Jenkins' direction. Emotional resonance from story and voice cast. Cons. CGI may feel cold, the screenplay is seen as overstuffed, and new songs lack memorability. Verdict. A film that divided critics but resonated more with families, performing respectively at the box office, though falling short of franchise expectations. Now then, for Sonic 3, how was it received? For critics, it was largely positive. Fast-paced, well-balanced humor and action, standout performances from Carrie and Reeves. Minor criticisms around complexity and depth. Fans. They were enthusiastic. Dubbed the best Sonic film yet. Major improvements and emotional payoff. Financials. Was a massive success. Record franchise earnings, robust opening, and strong box office versus competition. Now then, as for their Rotten Tomatoes scores, Mufasa sits at a 56% on the tomato meter and a 89% on the popcorn meter. Sonic 3, meanwhile, sits at a 85% on the tomato meter with the identified fresh label and a 95% on the popcorn meter. In the box office, Mufasa grossed $723.6 million and Sonic 3 grossed $492.2 million. Looking at RT numbers, it seems that Mufasa the Lion King was underwhelming for critics, whereas audiences seem to have enjoyed it a lot more. As for Sonic the Hedgehog 3, it won over both critics and audiences. Regarding the box office, Mufasa outgrossed Sonic the Hedgehog 3 by a lot, and Sonic the Hedgehog 3, despite making a deal of 5 times its budget, was not able to reach such high numbers. But now, the question remains, why did this debate become very toxic? Well, Disney's live-action remakes have become hated over time, and the 2019 live-action remake was where things started to fall apart even more. Mufasa the Lion King, being a live-action prequel, mostly suffered the same problems as its predecessor, despite being upgraded in terms of facial expressions. As for Sonic, the franchise had been very successful ever since its first film back in 2020, where it grossed 320 million and its sequel 405.4 million. Sonic fans in particular cared deeply about the franchise, so when it was put up against a company that was churning out remake after remake, things got heated, especially when Disney started calling their film the #1 movie in the world, resulting in Sonic fans responding with memes mocking it, leading to some replies being muted or blocked. For example, some Sonic fans expressed harsh sentiments like "fuck that lion, hope they lose billions," reflecting deep animosity. Meanwhile, many others pleaded for calm. All these "kill Mufasa" posts, "hope might do something," the posts are totally toxic. On Reddit, Mufasa, Lion King fans responded by banning mentions of Sonic in their communities. Some said it was because some Sonic fans were being toxic and sending death threats. Secondly, Sonic fans celebrated Sonic 3 stronger opening weekend, with 62 million versus 35 million in North America, flooding Disney and Mufasa threads with memes and aggressive posts. These replies were even hidden or flagged by Disney modules. Heck, accusations rose that Disney was paying cinemas to pay Mufasa instead of Sonic 3, as they had made way more in the box office than Sonic 3 at the time, since that film hadn't released globally until January this year. And finally, a subset of Sonic fans believed Disney was manipulating box office reporting to downplay Sonic 3's success, accusing them of bribing his outside box office mojo. But industry analysis and Paramount denied these claims, calling them irresponsible and false accusations. Those events combined would stir up some robust debates in both fandoms and on YouTube. The debate would die down once both films would finish their theatrical run. However, to this day, it is still worked hard by many to prove a point about how toxic film debates can get. Although debate on it wouldn't be as large as it was back then. By the time I'm recording this, the Sonic 3 vs Mufasa war is still considered to be the most, or one of the most hot debates in the film industry. This was Slice Scholar. Till next time.